This is KTSM 9 News. Breaking news.
Good morning, Borderland, and thank you for choosing KTSM 9 News today. I'm Jay Russell.
And I'm Susie Castillo. We begin with breaking news this morning. Crimes Against Persons Unit is investigating an assault in South Central El Paso. Police say it happened last night at about 11:44 at the 100 block of Malaga. That's near Ascarate Park and Alameda.
That's where we find KTSM 9 News reporter Carla Draxler live at the scene. Carla, what can you tell us so far?
Good morning, Jay. Well, so far what we know is what you guys said, but you can still see the red tape is right here. Police is here. Crimes Against Persons detectives are over there in the street investigating the murder that occurred last night around 11:45 p.m. Now, the police tell us that the officers responded to an ongoing assault call last night. When they arrived to the scene, they found an unresponsive 44-year-old woman. She was then taken to a local hospital where she was later pronounced dead. The police don't have a suspect in custody as of right now, and they're asking anyone with information about this murder to give them a call. Now, the police tell us that right now there is no threat to the neighborhood. They were letting some of the residents get to their houses, but this is an ongoing situation, and we will let you know as soon as we get more information to our newsroom. Reporting live in South Central El Paso, I'm Carla Draxler. Back to you.
Thank you, Carla. Also breaking, police say one individual sustained serious injuries in the vehicle and a semi-trailer crashed last night. Here's video from the scene. Police say this happened on US 54 South just before Ramp D before midnight. Details are very limited at this time, but we'll be sure to keep you updated as more information comes into the newsroom.
Today, the U.S. Secretary of Homeland Security is set to visit El Paso once again. Alejandro Mayorkas will meet with the local leaders this morning. According to a news release, he will first visit the stakeholders and non-governmental organizations that work along the border. Mayorkas did make a stop in El Paso back in March. Congresswoman Veronica Escobar and other local leaders will be holding a news conference following his visit at 11 in the morning. We will have a crew there to so you can make sure to follow KTSM 9 News for updates.
And Governor Greg Abbott is directing law enforcement agencies to immediately begin investigating allegations of abuse involving migrant children housed at a facility in San Antonio. The governor said on Wednesday that the Texas Health and Human Services Department received tips about alleged abuse. He is now calling on President Biden to shut it down.
The Biden administration opened borders. The administration failed to plan for the influx of children that they invited to come. Now they face allegations of despicable child abuse and neglect.
The governor says the complaints include allegations that children are being sexually assaulted, not eating, and that COVID-positive children are not being separated from others. It's 6:01, and later today, the president plans to announce specific actions on gun control and nominate a new head of Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, Firearms, and Explosives. A senior administration official says the actions will include regulating homemade guns and the federal support for community violence intervention programs. The White House says that these are initial steps to tackle the gun violence public health epidemic.
Victims of the August 3rd mass shooting were remembered Wednesday by the Texas legislature. A memorial resolution in honor of the victims of the Walmart shooting was heard in the Texas Senate. In response to the resolution, Representative Joe Moody said in part, quote, "We El Pasoans will never forget what happened to our community, and we promise to stand as a constant reminder to other legislators of the pressing need to address this horror until it becomes a problem of the past." The Centers for Disease Control and Prevention says the UK variant of the coronavirus is now the most dominant strain that's circulating in the U.S. According to health experts, the variant is more contagious and affects younger adults the hardest. Scientists say that current vaccines still offer protection against the variant. Let's take a look at the latest coronavirus data coming into the newsroom today. The Department of Health is reporting 223 new positive cases this morning. 16 more COVID-related deaths also being reported. These deaths did not happen over one day, but over a period of months. The death total now at 2,458. There are more than 2,200 active cases in El Paso County. Nearly 126,000 people are considered recovered from the virus. And looking at our hospital data, the area hospital capacity rate is at 7.4%. 164 patients are hospitalized for virus-related issues, an increase of 6 from Wednesday. 56 are in the ICU, 43 on ventilators.
It's 6:03, and almost half of El Paso's population, ages 16 and over, have received at least one dose of the COVID-19 vaccine. According to city data, 26% of El Pasoans are fully vaccinated against the virus, and 43% have received at least one dose of the vaccine. In total, the city says more than 431,000 shots have been administered in our community. Churches and parish facilities in El Paso County will now be allowed to increase capacity starting this Sunday. The Diocese of El Paso announced that it is now moving into phase 4 of its protocols for church gatherings. This means churches may now increase capacity to 50%. However, churchgoers will be required to follow strict health guidelines at all times.
Masks will be required on all church properties, and while we won't be able to keep the 6-foot distancing any longer, we will ask households to be separated from other households.
Capacity for weddings and funerals will remain the same. Currently, only 75 people are allowed inside of a church during those ceremonies. 25 are only allowed during the graveside service.
The time is 6:04.